All right, good Friday morning. We are live in the KENS 5 Weather Digital Center as we wrap up the last Friday of 2024, heading to the last weekend of the year, and skies are clearing out. It's going to be a beautiful day. It'll just be on the warm side. So heads up for the next several days. It will not feel like winter. It'll feel more like spring as daytime highs climb into the upper 70s and lower 80s. Going to be very warm for December standards, right? I mean, December typically brings 60s in the afternoons and 40s and 30s in the mornings, but instead we'll be at about 15, 20 degrees above that. So more on that in a second. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. Want to make sure audio is working A-OK before we get started. Sounds perfect. Yeah, we just have some of those mid to high level clouds across San Antonio. It is going to be a dry day. It was pretty active in East Texas and North Texas yesterday. We had some storms and even tornadoes around Houston yesterday, which we'll show you in a second. But first, the thermometer, 47 out the door. It feels like 45 because of the light winds, but not much of a wind chill factor out there this morning. A sneak peek at New Year's Eve. We talked about how warm it is going to be today, tomorrow, and Sunday, highs near 80, but progressively through next week, we'll get colder and colder. I think the first week of 2025, and as we progress into January, things will improve vastly. It'll feel more like winter by next week. And that does start with New Year's Eve. So if you have any plans outdoors, obviously probably hanging out with friends, family, celebrating the last day of the new year, it should be fine. I would say jacket. I mean, historically, New Year's Eve is, chilly. It's usually cold, and that'll be the case. I wouldn't say extremely cold, but it will be chilly. Next Tuesday night, temperatures falling into the lower 50s by midnight and upper 40s around San Antonio. Colder across the hill country for New Year's Eve next week. So just a heads up on that. No rain expected next week. Our next rain chance is tomorrow morning as a very weak cold front moves through. We'll show you the timing on that in a second. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. Join the conversation here on KENS 5 today. 80 degrees tomorrow, 80. 77 Sunday, 82 Monday. This is important because the average is 63 and instead we're at 80. So way too warm for December standards and December normal high temperatures. The pink numbers on this particular graphic, if I'm pointing in the right direction, that represents each day's daily record. Some records set back in the early 1900s, some just a couple years ago, right? So Sunday's record, for example, was set back in 2021, just a few years ago. And we had a record high of 85 degrees. That is the highest on that day in history. Don't think we break a record on Sunday, but it's possible on Monday, December 30th, and this weekend as well. Because we're forecasting highs at 80, 81, and both those days, Friday and Saturday, today and tomorrow, records are at 81 to 82. So it just takes 1 or 2 more degrees to challenge that record. So we may tie or break it, but at least we're challenging it at the very least for the next several days as temperatures are trending way too warm for this time of year. It's winter and we're hitting 80 degrees. That is way too warm. Meantime, outside a little chilly. It feels at least nice in the mornings. 47 at the airport, 45 at Seguin. 46 at Devine, 50 at Pleasanton. We have 40s in the hill country still, 43 at Kerrville. Pretty chilly up there, 47 at Del Rio. And lower 60s displaced towards the coastal bend, towards Corpus Christi and Victoria and Port Lavaca. So I do want to start with a broader view on satellite and radar. We're getting more of a satellite feed with the help of visible satellite imagery. So that'll continue to funnel in. But you can see most of the action either in the Gulf or towards the east, like Mississippi, Alabama. This is where the active weather is going to be all day today. So heads up for, I'm just thinking, so Atlanta, Georgia, maybe parts of the panhandle of Florida. I'll zoom in actually, let me show you. East of Jackson. So Alabama heads up from Montgomery and Huntsville. That's where weather may get severe later today because this line of storms is just racing east. And some of these storms have been producing rotation, hail, especially in East Texas yesterday. But yeah, that's where the active weather will be for today. Here in Texas, quiet weather, clear skies, and temperatures very warm this afternoon. But I do want to mention that this line of storms raced through Houston yesterday and produced some powerful thunderstorms, some of which were rotating. We were tracking it, and some produced funnel clouds in Houston. Some produced wind gusts over 70, 80 miles an hour, which resulted in damage. Anywhere northeast and east of Victoria, between there and Houston, and let's see where some of these reports were at. I mean, there were even hail reports north of Warren and east of West Livingston. These tornado reports were east of Conroe and Spring, east of I-45 toward Liberty. So that's where it was pretty active yesterday as that line of storms moved through East Texas. Back here at home, the weekend looks to be nice. Tomorrow morning will feature 1 or 2 showers between 8 a.m. and lunchtime. It's not going to be a lot, and it's not going to be a washout. 30%, 1 or 2 showers. And then after lunchtime, skies clear, and temperatures will recover tomorrow. 80 degrees tomorrow afternoon, and a little cooler on Sunday with morning temperatures back in the 40s and daytime highs right around 77 degrees. So this weekend, fine. It's going to be warm. It'll be great. It's just tomorrow morning will feature clouds, maybe some patchy fog, and a few showers here and there. Matter of fact, let me show you what that looks like on Futurecast. So right there is when the cold front moves through slowly through Kerrville, Bernie, and San Antonio. That's 1 or 2 showers. If you're watching from Fredericksburg or maybe even towards Bulverde, maybe up to Blanco County, up by 35 maybe towards Austin, there will be 1 or 2 downpours and maybe some thunder and lightning around 8 or 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. But in San Antonio, it's just going to be 1 or 2 showers. After lunchtime, skies clear. It'll be breezy tomorrow. Northwest winds probably gusting upwards of 20 to 25 miles an hour. It is a beautiful start. 47 degrees out there, and here's the 14-day. As you can see, it is going to be very warm. Hey there, Susan. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. I know it's Christmas. I mean, we're done with Christmas, right? But it's still December time, right? Happy holidays to you and yours and your family. New Year's Eve is on Tuesday, and it will be nice and comfortable. In the meantime, though, today, tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday, 80s. Get ready for some very spring-like air. Thankfully, the first week of 2025 will bring in colder weather. Not much of a chance for rain at the moment. As you can see, by the 6th, 7th, and 8th of January, that may produce some more showers and more storms, just depending on the timing and placement and intensity of that next storm system. That'll bring colder air, highs in the 50s, hopefully, by the middle of next week. We'll see what happens, though. But yeah, tomorrow, 80 degrees, 77 Sunday, 82 Monday, and some colder air Tuesday and New Year's Day as well. We've talked about this a lot, but download the KENS 5 app. If you don't have constant weather updates, we can get you constant weather updates. The local team here at KENS 5, our weather team, me, Bill Taylor, Paul Morales, Jeremy Baker, and Roxy will be providing constant updates for the KENS 5 app, and we're pushing out notifications on not just cold weather, but severe weather, if that ever moves through San Antonio, tropical weather, winter weather, you name it, we have weather updates on our KENS 5 app, so download it free today. Today, 80 degrees, tomorrow 80 with some morning showers. After lunchtime, skies clear tomorrow. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. Overall, highs in the 70s on Sunday, morning temperatures back in the 40s, and then New Year's Eve, 72, with New Year's Day a lot colder with a high forecasted right now of 58 degrees. It's going to be a great week up ahead. Have a great Friday, guys. Be safe, and we'll see you on KENS 5 News at noon in a couple of hours.